As a ticket holder for TNA Bound for Glory, I left last night's Impact Wrestling a little uninspired, but not heartbroken. Here's what's going on. Basically, the Bound for Glory card is being put together in the weeks leading up to the pay-per-view, which I'd like to believe has been planned for weeks ahead. Now, with that said, watching the show last night, they are piecing together matches that do make sense for the longevity of the storylines. However, it doesn't seem yet, and I'll stress yet, to be anywhere near as dynamic as last year's card was. Hopefully they can rectify that shortly. Now, with that said, we got a couple of matches announced already. We have Jeff Hardy in the main event challenging Austin Aries for the World Heavyweight Championship. They did a good job on Impact of telling a story similar to the CM Punk storyline in a sense, where Austin Aries is saying everybody's focusing on Hardy, but don't forget, I'm in the match too. Kind of a John Cena CM Punk thing going on there. I like that. I think that they have to be careful. They can't do a storyline that similar. Otherwise, the Boo Birds are going to come out and complain and say that it's, oh, they're ripping them off. They're ripping them off. And, maybe they would be if they did. But they can tease that a little bit, give some kind of a animosity there because of something similar to that. Maybe they can go even a small route where Austin Aries takes a little bit of a heel turn saying, hey, I'm the guy who's been here working hard, and I've never come to the ring inebriated. Hardy's appeal, I don't see it as much as everybody else seems to. In ring, obviously, he's spectacular, but the personal stuff I don't forgive as easy as everybody else seems to. But then again, I'm an asshole. Up next is Tara challenging Miss Tessmacher for the World Championship of the Knockouts division. And that looks like it's going to be a good match. Tara is looking tremendous of late, and Miss Tessmacher's looking good. But I leave the match almost wondering, hey, whatever happened to half the Knockouts? Where's Gail Kim? Where's Mickie James? I mean, obviously we lost Velvet Sky back to the independent scene by releasing her, which I vehemently don't like. Vehemently disagree with, but that's where we're at. Next is the World Tag Team titles. As the World Tag Team Champions of the world, I love that, that's awesome, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian are going to be challenging, defending I should say, against Chavo Guerrero and Super Mex Hernandez, as well as AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. Now, it's really cool to see all these stars involved in this match. It should be nothing short of one of the most amazing performances that you're going to see on a pay-per-view this year. Daniels is this generation's Bobby Eaton in the sense. I mean, he's just one of the best tag wrestlers that we've seen. A lot of people don't associate him necessarily with tag team wrestling, but if you think about it, some of his best work was with Triple X in the earlier days of TNA. So this is going to be nothing short of a great match, and we'll see how it turns out results-wise. Now, that said, you got a lot of guys on this card that don't have matches yet. Bully Ray being one of them. Mr. Anderson being another. Rob Van Dam being another. Samoa Joe, even though I don't care about him, being another. I got to say it, even though people don't want to hear it, I think Hogan and Sting have to be doing something associated with this show, especially in the lead-up to Aces and Eights, even if they have a live brawl with Aces and Eights with, if they win, somebody has to unmask or something like that. They've got to involve Hogan and Sting to help sell those tickets, the remaining seats, because it's not a sellout yet. As I said, I've got my tickets, and I will be there in Phoenix, Arizona. I am excited for the show. I'm not saying I'm not. All I'm saying is we're not quite at the dynamic portion that we were last year for the Bound for Glory that most people would argue was probably the best pay-per-view of the year, and I don't just mean for TNA, but the wrestling year. Given the ending being very peculiar, with Rude losing that match, it was very strange. That's another match we probably have. We're going to have Robert Roode challenging against James Storm, which we kind of saw a little bit of on Impact, and I'm a little bit disappointed to see that because I think that if these guys keep away from each other and don't really have the brawl and keep getting pulled apart when they are let loose, it's going to mean even that much more. Last night might have taken a little bit away from that, but we'll have to see. Anyway, that's my Thinking Aloud segment. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next week.